subscribe button and come and join the PLZ family. Fairly straightforward stuff. There's lots of people who watch the programme but have yet to subscribe. Hopefully you can do that. I'm in the company of Alan Ruff and Tam McManus on the show today, and if you want to try and win yourself some tickets to go to the Champions League final, you can by subscribing to PLZ Premium as well. That will get you a chance to get flights and accommodation for you and a pal to the Puskas Arena for that Champions League final. So, thank you to Cameron's Commercial Vehicles. They're our main sponsor throughout the season. If you want to get yourself a quality new or used van, then Sean's your man on their website. Good luck with that. We've got our BME headlines for you. Tony Docherty back at Aberdeen helping out as the embarrassing search for a manager continues. Manager of the month 1 minute and a dud the next, according to Rangers boss Danny Rule. We'll discuss that. Derek McInnes believes Hearts are beginning to annoy people as they remain at the top of the table. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain could be set for a Celtic start as they head down to Kilmarnock on Sunday. And Harvey Barnes has opted out of a Scotland call-up. Boo-hoo, Ruffy.
Yeah, I didn't want him anyway.
I've opted out a date with Megan Fox as well, by the way.
Yeah.
There's as much chance of me taking her out as him getting in the England team.
Well, exactly. Well, don't be...
Why Megan Fox?
I was going to say to you, don't be too harsh on him.
I'm not getting in the England squad.
No?
Nah, not for me.
No, not a chance?
A chance, but we don't want him anyway. He doesn't want to play for Scotland, beat it.
Well, the good thing is, and I agree, maybe not as harsh as you're doing there, but I do agree with you. You know, you're either patriotic or you're not, Ruffy.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. If you don't want to pull on that jersey and move on, there's other people out there pushing for a place and would love to go to the World Cup. There's a lot of them in our squad now. I've never been there before, so yeah, you want somebody who is going to be determined to get there. I saw a name getting mentioned the other night there, Harry Millen.
Yes.
Forward for Hearts.
Yeah.
You know, they're thinking he's come on a ton and the manager's looking at him. So
What about Elliot Watt?
Elliot Watt, yeah. Yeah, but I think my midfield's pretty, the centre of the midfield's pretty
Well, where's Harry Milne going to play?
Harry will play wide, up and down the channel.
At whose expense?
I would say John Robertson.
Andy Robertson? Yeah?
Yeah. Well, I'm not a big fan of Andy Robertson, to tell you the truth.
You're talking a lot of mince, by the way.
I think he's a good player, but he's not playing regular
Putting Harry
football.
in front of Andy Robertson.
Colleen Bale, your feet,
on the
Ruffy.
gin.
Do you want me to tell you something unbelievable? You know, I have a good mind to start crying on the show.
No.
The ridiculous stuff that you're saying. I don't know how you can go on. Ridiculous.
This will get a 25% sale.
I knew there had to be a reason somewhere along the line. Anyway, no, we're not having that. But give us your thoughts anyway. You know what Ruffy's like. Wee ridiculous statement there to try and get you going. Thank you so much to so many of you who enjoy commenting on the programme. And the other point I was going to make to you is quite simply, we've got a quiz, courtesy of Elite Joinery and Fire Protection. And I think on the basis that I think Marcus Fraser was quoted as saying that, St Mirren are in a mini league to avoid, playoff. There's a whole mini league down at that bottom end now because it's so tight at the table. So I thought, when was the last time St Mirren were relegated? Do you want to take a stab at it? Give me a year.
From the Premier,
I
from
can
the
remember
Premier.
playing against them in the Championship. I don't know if they'd just come down. I'll go for... I think I played against them at Hibs in the Premier League. They get relegated that year. I'll go for 1999, 2000, something like that.
92.
God, you see you.
It's not. They get relegated the season I was at Hibs, one of my first seasons at Hibs.
Yeah, but have they been relegated since then?
No.
Oh, they have.
So you've got 98.
They did
You've
win
got
the league.
99.
No, but bin that, I'm going to go for 2004.
2004. Ruffy, do you want to have a go?
Oh, was a miles it?
Listen.
Miles.
Okay, I'll go 26.
A decade.
2006.
Yeah.
Okay, then. Right, okay, give us your thoughts on that as well. That's our quiz courtesy of Elite. Big thank you to Damien and all the boys for backing us on the programme. Just one little thing to get to your thoughts is quite simply the weekend's fixtures. Here's how it all looks with the fixtures and what you've got to look forward to over the weekend. Dundee against Livingston, Falkirk Dundee United, Hibs against St Mirren, They're all on the Saturday. On the Sunday, it's Kilmarnock against Celtic, Motherwell Aberdeen, and game of the day on the Sunday is Rangers against Hearts. Cannot wait for it. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. What a game to look forward to, Tam.
Yeah, it's, as I said, the games on Sunday are tremendous. The Kilmarnock Celtic game and then Rangers Hearts. You know, if Celtic can go and win at Rugby Park, it really puts the pressure on the two beside them, and something's got to give in that game. That's what Celtic will be believing. So, yeah, it's a great weekend of football, Peter, and this is what we want. You know, we've been in here maybe in the last few years at this time of the year thinking, if Celtic win with 15 points a league or 20 points, or who's going to finish third. Now we've got a genuine title race. I think it's fantastic for everyone involved.
Yeah, it is. And of course, Danny Rule has mentioned, Ruffy, that it's now a chance for Rangers to put pressure on Hearts. They were 13 points behind them at one point.
Yeah, I think Celtic and Rangers have been trying to put pressure on Hearts for a long time now. Have to give Hearts credit. They are scraping results. They're getting draws. They're getting wins. You know, but this is a big one. This is a game that both sets of players need to stand up and be counted. And whichever one of the two of them win it, will say that they're heading in the right direction, because I think this is a massive. I don't think it's a defining time of who will win the league, but certainly it's a statement out there for everybody.
I think it is, Peter.
I can't believe it.
I think if Hearts beat Rangers, Rangers cannot win the league.
How many points is that then?
8 points ahead, and Celtic will be ahead of them as well.
8 points for league.
There's only 11 games left.
That's 33 points.
No chance. Rangers have to win the game for me.
Just out of curiosity.
I don't think Rangers can afford to lose the game. They can draw it if they want. I don't think that's it.
You said it's not a defining weekend.
There's too many.
Do you know what the thing I was thinking about is? I've got a good gag here, but I'm not going to use it because we might not get into that country. Anyway, never mind. But the fact is, can you hold an opinion for longer than 5 seconds?
No, I'm saying
it's not a defining weekend. I think it is for Rangers.
It is for Rangers.
No.
Look at the table, Ruffy. Have a look at the table, right?
Yeah.
No, wait a minute. Have a look at the table. The table's here, right? So there's Hearts. And then you've got Rangers at 57 and then 52 for Rangers, and then closely tucked in behind them 51 is Celtic. There'll be 11 games left. If Hearts were to win, you know, that's a big amount. That's a huge collapse for them.
it's a massive amount, but we've seen these games are hanging on knife edges. They're going one way, they're going another way. You know, there are teams out there who are capable. Like you're saying, Motherwell, Tom was saying, Motherwell are going to have a big say. They've got to play them. They've got to play Hibs away. They've got to play, you know, big games. You know, I think they'll all drop points. I don't think the three of them are comfortable enough to say, right, we're on a run here. We're firing on all cylinders. I think other teams fancy their chances, particularly away from home.
They hasn't lost a game domestically, Martin O'Neill.
Yeah, no, but they're scraping it there. How long can you go scoring 6 minutes? I know, that's what I'm saying. So they're all vulnerable. I know, but they're all vulnerable. They're not showing, you know, invincible form. They're not going away. I mean, this Celtic going to Kilmarnock at the weekend. Do you think that's a given?
Well,
you know,
I'll tell you what it is. If you're looking at the stats right now, what it is 1-1 until the 94th minute, and then Celtic score. Yeah. And Hearts just keep, as Derek McInnes mentioned, they're just annoying everybody. In his mind, I don't know why he said that, because I don't think Derek has tapped into the fact that so many people are looking and saying, apart from you, let's be honest, and Hibs fans. Mm-hmm. Everybody else is looking and going, apart from Celtic and Rangers, everybody else is looking and going, this would be great for our game if Hearts won the league.
Yeah, I would say that the majority of clubs outside Celtic, Rangers and Hibs would want Hearts to win the league, supporters. I think they would want something fresh. You know, they're sick of Celtic in particular winning the league all the time.
I think the journalists and the a lot of
journalists, pundits as well, because it gives it's exciting, it's something to talk about.
Some what I call die-hard flag-waving journalists don't. Yeah. But I think the general, you know, sane thinking journalists who are looking and saying, all these years...
I would think that everyone outside of Scotland
I think that's a good,
want Hearts to win the league as well.
I think that's a good thing about the Hearts players. They most of them won't remember what happened the last time.
They lost the league. Born.
But supporters will remember. The older supporters will remember, and they'll be at the back of their mind going, okay, we're doing well now. You know what happens if, say, Rangers win at the weekend? You know, then the doubts start coming in, and when that happens, you know, players have to deal with the situation. So I think it's a very, very important game, but I don't buy into, you know, if I think Rangers can get away with a draw.
and still be in the mix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they get beat, what are they can win the league?
I don't like saying winning the league. We sat here
asking you.
Wait a minute. We sat here 3 months ago and said Rangers can forget about the league.
Yeah.
Forget it. 13 points out the window.
What are you on about? I said
What
it
could
last
they
week.
do?
I watched them against Hibs. They were murder.
I know, but they were 13 points behind.
Do you know how much the percentage of possession was for Motherwell with 10 men overall in the game?
Quite a lot, yeah.
67% against Rangers. That's unheard of.
But this year more than any, I don't think you could write off anybody. No, what's happening in the league just now.
I don't think Rangers are going to win it, Ruffy. I just don't.
Have to
If,
win.
well, if Rangers win, say Rangers
They have
win,
to beat Hearts.
say Rangers win on Saturday. Whenever
Sunday.
the game is Sunday.
Sunday, yeah.
Will they win the league?
I just don't
I think
see
they've
it.
got a chance of winning it,
They've
but
got a chance of winning it, but I don't see it. You want an opinion? I'm giving you one. I don't see Rangers winning the league, and the reason I don't see it is because I just, you know what you've said over the course of this season. You cannot rely on your goalkeeper being the best player, man of the match in so many games.
Yeah.
See when they hand out the trophy for Player of the Year for Rangers, they should just say to everybody else, thanks for coming, Jack, here's the award, because he's kept him in games.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been absolutely magnificent. So from that point of view, you look and you say to yourself, where's the creativity? The best move against Motherwell, Tam, was Rangers' goal in the early on. After that, they didn't look dangerous.
No, they didn't. But they're capable of that, Peter. That's why I don't know if it's the tactics or the way that the manager's setting the team out. But they're lacking creativity. They're lacking that quality in the final third. But I think they've got good players. So I'm in the firm belief that Rangers have to beat Hearts on Sunday to win the league. I don't even think a draw's enough. I think the Rangers supporters are now starting to lose faith in the team and going, we've went to Hibs in a must-win game, we've drawn. We've went to Motherwell in a must-win game, we've drawn with 10 men. Celtic keeps scoring late goals, Hearts keep scoring late goals. We need a statement win. And a statement win for Rangers is beating Hearts on Sunday and getting within 2 points of them.
Well, I think this is where quite a lot of people on radio, on television, in the newspapers, sometimes when you get what I call the erratic opinion from a group of fans who are regularly erratic, whether they're doing podcasts or whatever, who, they go from one knee-jerk reaction to the next. I mean, Danny Rowell's right to point out he wins Manager of the Month. And then a couple of days later, he's a dud. And if you listen to some of these, what I call fanzine podcasts, suddenly they're slaughtering the manager. My God, the guy has got Rangers into a situation that they never believed, as Ruffy said. He's got them into that situation. He's raised the expectation. I genuinely think he's got a situation here where he's had a transfer window to try and change the team a little. In the summer, he'll get another big transfer window to change it into Danny Rowell's team completely. I just think he's raised the expectation and it's not realistic. I just don't see a title-winning side in there.
I tend to agree with you, Peter, but I think when you raise the expectations and when the Rangers supporters look at Celtic at the minute and they think, it's not a great Celtic team, then they look at Hearts and they go, they're not great. Then the expectations come from within, thinking, well, we've spent £30 million in the summer and January. Surely we can be as good as them or topple Hearts and Celtic. So, yeah, I don't quite see it. I think Sunday is a pivotal game for Rangers. I really do. I think if Rangers beat Hearts, the surge in belief and confidence, not just within the players and the staff, but the supporters will go through the roof. I think they would truly believe, right, it's on, we can win the league now. If they don't beat Hearts, they'll just think, we've not got the bottle to do this, we've not got the quality to do it, and it's just going to drift away.
There's no point in us turning around and suggesting for a minute if Hearts get the quality now to come to Glasgow and win against Celtic and Rangers because they have. And they've got an abundance of what Derek McInnes mentioned this morning. They've got an abundance of character as well in their side. They've got ability, but they've also got this attitude now. There's a real momentum. I mean, in that game the other night there, it was terrible watching it. But then they just suddenly got Harry Milne free for the first time in that final third, and they were able to get the winner and do what championship winning sides do.
Derek spoke about it after the game. It's something that Celtic have done year in, year out. They score late goals and they're not only second the team they're playing against, but they're second the chasing pack, the second Rangers, the second Hearts, Hibs, whoever it is that's chasing them. Because Celtic do it all the time, and it's not luck that they score late goals. It's they go to the death, they keep going. They've got that winning mentality. And Hearts have got a bit of that this season for the first time in a while, in a long time I've ever seen a Hearts team. They've got that really winning mentality going towards the end when they're not playing well and they're eking out wins. So, yeah, I think Derek's quite entitled to be confident. The Hearts supporters are as well. There are 12 games left. A lot of people thought they would drift away, myself included. A lot of pundits thought they would drift away, and I would say they'd be pretty nervous now, like myself. So,
who are those pundits? Name them.
Charlie Mulgrew, I think he seems hell bent on that Hearts are not going to win the league. So,
yeah,
I think Charlie would now be thinking, I think they can win the league.
Yeah, with all due respect, and I like Charlie, but there are some pundits who just will not go against the team they play for.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I mean, honestly, I mean, if you're going to have an opinion have an opinion, and not just wave the flag. There are flag wavers out there, you know.
I don't think we're flag wavers on here, Peter, and I don't think I am. I just didn't think Hearts had the quality in the squad and the depth in the squad to win the league. But now I think they can win it. I think they can win the league, Hearts, because they've shown that winning mentality, and they're getting towards the finishing line now. It's not as if there's 20 games left, 25 games. There's 11 games after Sunday. They go to one of their nearest challenger at the minute. If they go and put 8 points between them and Rangers, they probably go favourites to win the league, Peter.
Yeah, I always remember it's a good line. Big DJ, he used to say to me, "You're a flag waver. You're just predicting Rangers all the time." And he used to say, "Well, I've been right 9 out of the last 10 years." Bang! There you go. Okay, I'm going to read out a few of the comments because it's well worth it. Because obviously some of them just a wee bit over the top, but. Peter, that will be clipped by a few for the end of the season if Rangers go on to win the league. Yes, Gary, I absolutely know it. If Rangers go on to win the league, then listen, Danny Rule deserves all the plaudits that are coming his way. I think it'll be unbelievable, Gary, if Rangers win the league. A great chance to then go and strengthen again and have a real tilt at Champions League. The figures have been out this week. I think Rangers something between 13 and 18 million from the Europa League, but Celtic 40 million from their Champions League campaign. So, yeah, Gary, listen, he deserves all the praise, and I deserve all the caning that's coming my way if Rangers win the league. I've watched them, and I just cannot see where it's coming from. I just don't know. Also, Rangers Challenge will be over on Sunday. Their bottle will go, says Master Blaster. And over and above that, Brian says, due to the amount of money Roll has been given on transfers, he's been told he must win the league. He's under pressure. And Ronnie says, Rangers, Peter, write off Rangers for the league at your peril. There's a lot of football to be played. Yes, and it need to be better football from Rangers, I have to say, Ronnie, to convince me they've got there. Roll is Clement II, says Patrick. He's got as much as he can out of that team. He has overachieved. The Rangers team don't have the bottle to win the league and close it out. I don't think it's about bottle for me, Ruffy. It's just that I'm looking for somebody who's driving them on. I'm looking for a trick. I'm looking for danger in the final third. I'm looking for, you're against 10 men, stop wasting time in a game against Motherwell and have a go to try and win the match.
Yeah, I don't think it's bottle. I don't like the word bottle. I think it's being able to handle the pressure, and I think that's one of the things that certain Rangers players have fallen down on, particularly at home. If they go behind, you can feel the pressure mounting, and I've said this on numerous occasions, it doesn't matter where they've come from, they will never have experienced the pressure that's going to come in the next 11 games. A lot of them have probably never been in a championship side. This is a new thing for them, so it's important that they can handle the situation, particularly if they go behind. I always say Rangers at home, if they go in front, you can see the heads are up. You can see, give me eight, I'll take it. But it's when it's the other way, you can see a sort of a restriction in what they're doing. So as long as they're winning games, I think they'll do particularly well. But the two, you're right. This is a massive, massive game. I just think Hearts are getting the points and winning. I just don't see them free flowing and running over the top of teams. And this is a big game. It's a test for the Hearts players as well. Because
all right, give me a prediction.
I've got Rangers to win this. To win this 2-1.
2-1 to Rangers. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd fancy Rangers as well, Peter. I think it's going to be a very, very close game. I think both teams are heavily weighted towards set pieces. You know, free kicks, corner kicks, both get set piece. Coaches in there, and they've both been very, very good. I would assume that both of them are 1 and 2 in the set piece department in the league. So I think that's a massive factor. I think Rangers are a big physical team. But I don't think they'll bully Hearts. I think Hearts are the same. So I can see it being a real physical tussle, and Rangers just edging it 2-1 as well.
2-1, and I'm going to go 1-1. Is that sitting on the fence, Ruffy?
No.
I just think Hearts are going to get out of there with a point minimum. But Halkett will be back, which is a bonus for them. Finlay, they've been absolutely rock solid. It'll be interesting to see if Rangers are going to get on the front foot.
I think Ruffy made a great point there about Ibrox. I think if Rangers get an early goal against Hearts, you know, it's the total opposite for losing an early goal. I think the Rangers supporters are pretty harsh on the players, and with Barry Ferguson on the show for a number of years, and Barry always spoke about, you know, handling that pressure at home when you went 1-0 down. You know, there was players who came in and were brilliant in training, and you thought, he's a player. And then you go 1-0 down at home, you learn about your teammates. You learn about the ones that go and want the ball, or the ones that just hide, and Barry sussed them out straight away. So, yeah, I think that Rangers need to go and score the first goal early doors, get the fans really behind them, and then they'll go and win.
Okay, give us your thoughts on it. If you're a Rangers fan, give us your honest appraisal of it all. Are you confident that Rangers will win at home on the Sunday against Hearts? What if you're a Jambo out there? The bandwagon just keeps rolling on. The manager thinks that they're starting to really annoy people because they're still at the top of the league. Can you happily go out of Ibrox with a draw? And Sean, is this a perfect opportunity to kill off Rangers? If Rangers lose, are they dead and buried for any hopes of winning the league? Give us your thoughts on that. Ruffy's not writing them off until about May 1st. So tune in for that one. Kilmarnock against Celtic. Now, Neil McCann, certainly glowing in his praise of Martin O'Neill at the press conference, just saying he's well aware of the O'Neill factor in getting the best out of this team. So he's not reading into any of these last minute winners because he studied them, he knows what they're all about, and he's well aware of the quality they have.
Yeah, no, sometimes it's very hard to analyse a Celtic performance, particularly that one in midweek there, coming against the bottom side of the league, the side everybody's thumping, and for 90 minutes they struggled to get that second goal. But on the plus side of that, 29 shots at goal, their goalkeeper was absolutely magnificent, making saves left, right and centre. And yeah, they did dig it out, you know, but again, not convincing free-flowing football, you know, but they'll go there. They'll know everybody says you go to Kilmarnock, you're going to be in a battle. People are going to say, well, Neil McCann's got them on a wee run now, which he is, but they haven't been playing the quality that Celtic are going to bring there. So I think it'll be a very, very close game. I'm not leading into Kilmarnock beating St Mirren 4-3.
Why not?
Because I thought St Mirren were poor. I thought St Mirren defensively, the goals they lost, and they lost 3 goals at home to a pretty average St Mirren team just now. So
Average Kilmarnock team.
And St Mirren.
They lost 3 goals.
Yeah, I mean, what I'm saying is he'll say, yeah, we scored 4, but Robertson will say if you come away from home and you score 3 goals, you expect to take something out of the game. Yeah. Which is perfectly right. I just thought St Mirren defensively were very, very poor, so I would expect Celtic to go there and win. Yeah,
the thing about it is, though, he's upset the apple cart, to be perfectly honest with you. I think he deserves credit, Neil McCann and Billy Dodds, for this, because suddenly there's only 3 points between Dundee, St Mirren and Kilmarnock, and only 5 points between them and Dundee United. I mean, he's made it interesting now, hasn't he?
I think if you're a Dundee United fan, you'd be looking a wee bit nervously over your shoulder. I think they're in a poor run of form at the minute. Under Jim Goodwin, they've pulled Dundee back into. Dundee were on a good run, but Kilmarnock's won 2 of the last 3. The last 2 home games they've scored 7 goals against Aberdeen and St Mirren. So the confidence will be high at Rugby Park. You know, the supporters are right behind Neil McCann now, because I think when Neil and Dodgy first came in, there was a few dissenters in terms of, you know, I think they were wanting someone else, but I think that Neil and Dodgy are getting a real tune out the players. So I brought in Finlay Curtis as well, who's I think is a great signing for them. So I think they'll really, really give Celtic a tough game, and it could be a last-minute goal again for Celtic.
And the big guy will cause them problems, Tyrese John Jules. That was a nice hat-trick in the midweek.
I think if you're any striker, if you score a hat-trick, you're bursting for the next game, Peter, and if anything drops to him, he'll be confident to put it in the back of the net. So Celtic will be wary of him, but I think Celtic have just got enough to nick it 2-1, but it might be an all-late goal. I think Kilmarnock really put it up to Celtic.
Sirachi, would you give him a long-term deal?
Yes, I think he's very good, Peter.
Yeah.
I've been really impressed with him.
Even when Tierney's playing well as well.
Yeah, he came in, he scored a great goal the other night. He played really, really well the other night, and he kept obviously Kieran on the bench. So I think if you're Celtic, you're looking at him, you're going, you want to sign him longer term, because I think he's been a really, really good signing. I
remember Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain's dad, Mark Chamberlain, and he said, you know, as soon as he knew Celtic were interested, he says, I'd drive you up there. It's a dream debut for him, albeit 12 or 13 minutes. Scores the goal that gets them the points. I wonder, does he throw him in from the start? It's an artificial turf, but you know, you want to get him as match fit as he possibly can for those big games. Everybody's looking March 1st, Ibrox. You know, he'll want as many big players as possible for that kind of game.
Yeah, I think Martin O'Neill's already said he's in dialogue with him, asking him about. I don't think he'll have played on AstroTurf very often in his career. So that's something they'll have to run by him. I'm sure Celtic got training parts with AstroTurf, but I think it's where you're going to play him. Are you going to play him in that three in the middle with Engels being out? But he certainly, you could see he's got it. The touch he had and the way he placed it into the corner. He's got a bit of class, you know, obviously fitness. Everybody says level of fitness. It used to be you get 60 minutes. I was going to say to you, if the manager said to you that you're not 100%, would you rather play the first half or the second half? Would you rather come on and make a...
I think as a striker is different. I think as a striker you would probably want the last half an hour, simply because game opens up, tired legs, you come on, you're fresh. You know, I think that's probably from that point of view. As a striker, you probably want the last half an hour, but as a midfield player, you want to build your fitness up, your stamina, and you maybe want to play the first hour. But I think Engels is out injured. Hatati's been in poor form.
Can't put my finger on that.
Nah, so there's definitely a gap there. You know, if he for Oxlade-Chamberlain, if Martin O'Neill and the staff think he's ready to go for the start, but it's going to be a battle on Rugby Park. No, it's an AstroTurf pitch. I know it suits technical players as well, but Kilmarnock right in their faces. You know, the boy watching in the middle of the park's a rash. So I don't know if it's the right time to put him in from the start, but we'll soon see. But it might be forced into it with Hatati's lack of form and Engels out injured.
Kenny says Celtic's luck will run out. Listen, it's a good point, Kenny, because some would say luck, but they've got a never say die attitude, like the Hearts team as well, Ruffy. And again, the one thing, the element that everybody is looking at here is quite simply, yes, Martin O'Neill can galvanise certain players. Yes, he can speak to individuals, and there's still a place in football for a manager who motivates people. But there's also a key factor, which is the majority of the players all have a championship winning medal in their pocket. Some of them have got more than a few winning medals in their pockets, so they know how to go over the course. The most significant factor for me is, of the 3 signings out of all the 5 that they've made, 3 of them have actually contributed to wins.
Yeah, they have, and that's what you want. You want them to go in. You want them. First of all, Tam will tell you, if you're a new player at a new club, the first thing you have to do is get the fans on your side. You know, and scoring a goal like that, definitely you buy into that, you know, and the new boy, he scored as well. So these are the plus signs, but I don't like the word luck. All I'm saying is, can he keep doing it?
How can you not?
You can't go in against Dundee and with a minute to go expect to win the game every week. It's not going to happen all the time. You know, the only plus side of it is they're not like, they've got 29 shots at goal, the goalkeeper's making magnificent saves and all that, but to be waiting to a minute, and it's not going to happen all the time.
It's a great habit to have, I think, as a club, as a team, Ruffy, because I think if I'm in a team that's scoring a lot of late goals, scoring a lot of late winners, you're never giving up the ghost. You're never giving up the ghost. Plus the opposition will think, we'll look at the clock and go 90 minutes, one each. Celtic scored a lot of late goals.
He's obviously forgotten Billy Connolly, who obviously in the centenary side said most Celtic fans were looking and saying, that's 93 minutes, I'll go and get a pie, I'll be back for McAvenny to score the winner.
Celtic have done it for their whole history, Ruffy. You know that yourself.
Yeah, because the team that's on the front foot, the team that's going forward, I mean, I think they had 79% possession. You would like to think sometime it's going to come. When you hear the commentary going, "Oh, so much pressure! Here it's coming! Here it's coming! Here it's coming!"
Yeah,
but, I mean, it's
that's
okay.
pretty drab commentary, that, isn't it?
You know who I've been listening to.
Don't,
I am not mentioning
don't name
it.
names.
No.
They're so precious
No,
about
I'm saying
it.
it's, I know what you're meaning. You know, the goalkeeper's making saves left, right, and centre, and you get to 90 minutes, and you're going, "Oh, it's still coming." You're still pressing. I'm just saying it. There is a game. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I thought it was Dundee, but I mean, it happened.
Yeah, okay. Tone says the Ox will be on fire after a few training sessions under his belt. I'm going for another against Kelly, maybe two. And I like Tequila, who says the until they score rule applies, which is...
Yeah, I remember it. Probably...
I used to hate that as well. I used to hate training. You'd have like 7-a-side, and your team would win something like 9-2 or something like that, and then the manager would go, "Right, next goal's worth 10." What? Everybody be booting lumps at each other.
I remember playing it. Probably my greatest ever game was scoring 2 goals against Celtic at Parkhead and come off at 2 each. And Johan Mialbe scored. It was a season Celtic lost the league in goal difference, and Celtic played, honestly, I think the floodlights were on at one point, and I don't know what minute they scored in. Somebody could tell me on there to win 3-2 Johan Mialbe, but I think it was about 6 o'clock.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
So you do have to see the games out against Celtic and Rangers to the very, very end, because Celtic in particular, they keep going until the whistle blows.
Yeah, Franny says that. Good teams play to the very end. And yeah, absolutely. Listen, there's a few twists and turns ahead. There's absolutely no doubt about that. But you can only look at what you're watching week in, week out. And when you see it in the flesh and you're looking, you're saying, have they got a trick? Has somebody got the ability to start scoring regularly and fire them onto a title? Is there somebody in the Rangers... Is there somebody in the Rangers lineup that you've watched that you think he's got the bit between his teeth, he'll guide them onto the title? Is there, are there more than a few in the Hearts side? Is there enough in that Celtic side, or as Ruffy says, they're going to run out? Give us your thoughts.
I think as well,
that.
Peter, if Hearts can just stay in the mix until Lawrence Shankland and the wee boy Devlin come back maybe for the split, what a lift they'll give them.
Do you think that could be significant?
I think that's going to be significant, Peter. I think the massive miss for Hearts is Shankland. I watched the boy Kabore the other night. You were obviously seen him as well. Poor.
Not happening.
Not good enough, Peter. And I thought Hearts missed that vocal that vocal point up front to go and get stuff.
I wonder if he'll throw the boy Mato in. The unknown quantity. He's got to do something.
He could. I just don't think Kabore was good enough the other night, Peter. And I would be, if you're Rangers, you wouldn't be worrying about him. But there could be a couple of
sneaky ones up his
sleeves for Hearts.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if you spotted it, by the way. I did. Sometimes you miss things in games. Obviously, when you're working at it, you try and scan everything. But I don't know if you noticed the footage coming in of Derek McInnes at the end of the game when he's going to clap the fan, and he just says to the Hibs fans, "On you go." That's nothing worse than that. By the way. That's a noise up, isn't it?
He's still got to go to Easter Road. After the split, so.
Yeah,
you might get that back. You might get another banner behind the goals.
Yeah,
like Levine did.
I do. Natural order. Yeah, I do like managers a wee bit about them. I like Derek for that. He likes to throw a grenade in every now and then.
I don't mind it. Do you mind?
I don't mind it either. I thought he said.
What about Neil Lennon with the plane in the 5 each game? Is that over the top? Is that too much?
Neil thinks it's a wee bit over the top. No, the Derek celebration running down the trackside and getting the wee ball boy and all that.
Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Mourinho running along the trackside against.
And Martin O'Neill used to bounce. Remember the European games?
Yeah, 73 now, Ruffy. He's not bouncing anywhere. Motherwell against Aberdeen is the other match on this Sunday. Elliot Watt targeting a Scotland call-up. Just out of curiosity, did we give our predictions for the scores for Celtic? Come on.
2-1 Celtic for me.
2-0 Celtic.
Yeah, 2-0. Okay. Motherwell Aberdeen, Elliot Watt. Make no bones about it, Ruffy. My favourite player in the league this season is Elliot Watt. I know Eli Just has been superb, but this guy makes them tick for me.
Yeah, unfortunately get that wee injury there, and but he come back. He didn't last the whole game there against Rangers, didn't he?
No, they took him off because obviously you don't want to jeopardise
But
him.
he is a big player. There's no doubt about that. You have to then start looking at the Scotland midfield and thinking where he would, he would obviously just be a fringe, a pool player, but I mean, is he good enough to break into a Scotland team with the players that we've got in midfield?
Yeah, I don't see him getting
No. If anything, if anybody drops out, and no harm to Elliot Watt, he's been brilliant in the standard of football and the competition that we're watching. And I don't want to. Somebody says, Peter, you're being very negative. So I won't be too negative about it. The standard of the game is another matter that you could dedicate a whole programme to. But if anything, if anybody drops out of that midfield, I think Steve Clarke might phone Callum McGregor.
Possibly. But I think we're very strong in that midfield area. You're talking about Harry Milne as well. If Harry Milne was right-footed, he'd maybe have a better chance of getting into the squad than he is left-footed, because I think in terms of the right-back area, right wing-back,
Yeah.
he's got more opportunity to play that side than it would be the other side. But
If Hickey gets
Tierney and
injured,
Hickey.
yeah.
So I think it's going to be difficult for people to break into the team, into the squad. I've seen a few last night speaking about Ollie Burke, who's playing the Bundesliga.
No.
He's doing well in the Bundesliga, but he's supposedly the fastest player in Germany. Might be something that
Ruffy, wouldn't you? Honestly, I kid you not. If it wasn't for the perimeter fencing around grounds, he'd still be running. He'd still be running into the car park.
Yeah, man, I know where he will be running. He'll be running to the bank with the amount of moves he's had.
He must be he's a multi-millionaire. Yeah. But I'll tell you, one former player and manager said to me, we couldn't pick him at the fives. He's hopeless. His touch, he hasn't got a good touch.
I think he suits a counter-attacking style. That's maybe
Definitely.
why he's doing well at a smaller team in Germany in the counter-attack. And listen, we don't dominate the ball at Scotland. It was just a few people were speaking about it as an option.
Are you having him?
I don't know. We've nobody of that out in the team.
We're clutching at straws now, aren't we?
Yeah, but we've nobody.
I know that.
That searing pace.
Yeah, I know that.
So that's.
And we will be a counter-attacking side, you know.
Particularly 2 games against Brazil, Morocco.
Yeah.
You want to look up and you want to ping one in behind, and he's going to chase after it. So.
Yeah.
Maybe, possibly.
Might get as a consolation goal of the game against Brazil. And I firmly believe Morocco is going to pump us as well. So it's going to be interesting stuff. It's going to be a long stay in the USA. But listen, one of the things that stuck in my mind, and I know lots of Rangers fans have had their say on it as well, Motherwell, 67% possession against Rangers. The way they move the ball, the way they just keep going at it. And I was delighted that they held on to Mazwanisi as well. And listen, they were still going, trying to get the equaliser against Rangers.
Yeah, I just think it's amazing the job he's done there, Peter. I think that there's players in the Motherwell team who you thought were decent players over the years, and he's improved them as well. And I think that's a sign of a good manager, not just bringing signings in, but improving the guys that were already there. Paul McGinn looks rejuvenated. He was excellent the other night. Stephen O'Donnell,
brilliant.
They look improved players even at the latter stages of their career, Peter. So I think that's a massive feather in his cap. But
is it direction from the manager? Because Stephen O'Donnell is basically now looking up and saying to himself, okay, because people are showing for the ball, Tam, he's looking up and he's saying, okay, I'm not going to play anything stupid. I'm going to drive it into the midfield to the midfielder because I'm confident his touch is going to get it under control. And I'm confident also that if he's only going to take one touch, he's going to be able to play it quickly into the triangle and get the midfield going. Stephen O'Donnell is not playing aimless balls into channels.
Yeah, I think Stephen O'Donnell's a good footballer, and you've seen that over the years, and it suits him to go and play with players like that who want to come and get on the ball. But Jens Berthel for me is tailor-made for Celtic. I would be stunned, shocked if he's not the Celtic manager next season, Peter.
So would I.
I mean, he ticks every single box you can have in terms of the way they play football, the way Celtic play football, the way the fans expect Celtic to play. I think he ticks everything in terms of the Celtic manager, and I'd be surprised if he's not the Celtic manager next year.
Now, talking of managers, and Kenny, who listens to us and watches us regularly in LA, I think Kenny should just, at this moment, you can get, I don't know if they get them do you put them in the bottom drawer, Rafi, or just the middle drawer? Just get a mallet out and start scalping the screen right now, because what I'm about to say is going to really anger Kenny. But what a shambles of a club Aberdeen are. 40 days without a manager, and now Tony Docherty, who we like a lot, back in there to help Peter leaving, and it looks as if they're still waiting on a manager that might come in the summer.
Yeah, it looks as if that's the case. You know, they have identified somebody, but this guy said, well, I'm not coming now because I've got other things I've got to do. So they've picked him and they're prepared to wait and wait. You know, I think the other thing the supporters were saying, well, if you wait and you get the right guy, fair enough. But if you make him messy the way you have done with the other 3 or 4, then there's going to be trouble. But I think Aberdeen's season's gone now. Anyway, you know, I don't.
Well, it's gone now. If you're waiting 40, if you're waiting 40 days, Tam, and a team that should be pushing to get into the top 6, only due to the fact that they've been dismal under Jimmy Tilleen, I just think they've got it all wrong.
Yeah, I just don't know what's going on up there, Peter, and the supporters must be pulling their head out as well. You know, they've had ample time, you know, to go and get a manager in. Peter Leaving's been in there. He's done a decent job, but it looks as if they're just kind of writing off this season and thinking, right, well, the manager probably who we want is in place somewhere else, or he's agreed to come at the end of the season. So we're just going to wait. We'll get Tony Docherty in to help Peter, and we'll see the season out. But I don't understand it at all, Peter. Surely, if you want a manager and you want him in now, to have a look at the team before the summer, and then go into next season. So
I would have looked at a manager to come in and make get a kick.
There's still a Scottish Cup to play for, Peter, and there's still top 6 to play for. So. Yeah, I don't understand it at all. But they've obviously clearly either agreed with somebody to come at the end of the season, or somebody's in situ at the minute is going to come at the end of the season.
3-1, Motherwell.
Yeah, I fancy Motherwell strongly here. Aberdeen have not played, I think, in 2 weeks, or just over 2 weeks.
Yeah, which is one of the Aberdeen fans said to me, we don't need a manager, we haven't kicked a ball.
A few of their boys will be blown in the first 20 minutes, particularly when Motherwell start knocking it about. So, yeah, I'll go for Motherwell 2-0.
2-1 Motherwell.
Oh, tight 2-1, eh? Yeah.
I'd like to see them getting that second goal that I said they struggle to get against the better sides. But I mean, Aberdeen aren't one of the better sides.
Yeah.
What did you think of your start of Masanusi, or whatever his name is?
Mazwanisi.
Against Rangers. I've never seen him doing much.
To be fair, by the way, in a strange sort of way.
Post, didn't he? A good save for Butland.
Yeah, he hit the post in an acute angle, but in a strange sort of way, I don't think he get enough service into him as much as he usually gets. The other thing about it as well is some of Rangers' tactics just left me totally and utterly bemused. They were wasting time. You know, I know Jens Bertolaska has annoyed a lot of Rangers fans by saying, you really need to get your act together with the referees, because Rangers players were more than happy to take a yellow card for anybody breaking at any point. They were taking them out, you know.
It's a German manager and German coaches, Peter. Nothing will tell you. He's come up against German teams and German coaches. I've played under German coaches. Let's win at all costs. Kenny
says, why rush in, Peter, like Celtic did? But listen, Kenny, I can't argue with you about Wilfred Nancy.
Obviously, get somebody lined up to come in the summer, Peter, so you've got to trust the process. Really, as an Aberdeen fan, you've got to think, OK, we'll see the season out. Hopefully we'll get into the top 6 and have a wee run in the Scottish Cup. And we'll look ahead to next season with the manager that the owner wants.
Yeah. Before we get to the Saturday games, might as well tell you we've got a fantastic night coming up. Thursday, April 16th at the Doubletree Hilton in Cambridge Street in Glasgow. It's going to be a fantastic evening. It is World Cup countdown with, I think we've got Gordon Strachan, Alex McLeish, Mark McGee. They'll be talking about their time as Scotland coaches. They'll also be looking ahead to what was happening with, of course, Aberdeen. Fergie years, brilliant. Gordon Strachan's got great tales of Fergie at Manchester United. They were Celtic, Rangers and Motherwell managers as well. So it's going to be a super night. Come along, I'll be hosting, a bit of banter. And if you want to, email Beth at plzsoccer.com if you want to get yourself some tickets. And of course, you can find out about it on our YouTube site as well. You can click through there and across all of our social media. April 16th, Thursday night, Doubletree Hilton in Cambridge Street. Looking forward to it. So Dundee against Livingston, Falkirk Dundee United and Hibs against St Mirren to look forward to. to. So with that in mind, out of all those teams, I think Falkirk well worthy of our consideration because of what they're doing. Ben Broggio, on loan from Aston Villa, gets the goal in midweek that sinks Dundee back into trouble, and now they're coming up against a Dundee United side that, I just can't quite work it out.
No, we always talk about this time of the season, and we're talking about Hearts, and we're talking about Rangers, and we're talking about Celtic for Manager of the Year.
You're not going to put John McGlynn forward, are you?
John McGlynn has been absolutely incredible.
He's been incredible.
Absolutely incredible.
I thought he was incredible last year, unbeaten for a long period.
He's not won it 2 years in the trot.
Yeah,
he's going for a hat-trick, I think.
From where he's come from, middle of the first division to now a top 6.
Are you suggesting he was the winner or a nominee?
Nominee.
Okay,
Definitely.
Okay, we'll live with that.
Definitely nominee.
Yeah.
Or it's got to be a nominee.
Tam?
So if Hearts finished third and Falkirk finished fifth, who's had the better season?
With the resources, Falkirk.
Oh, we're not arguing. It's definitely a nominee. He's not going to win it this year.
He'd be in the mix to win it. I think if Falkirk finished fifth in the league,
Yeah.
I think he'd be in the mix to win Manager of the Year.
What chain of events would
It would need Derek
happen?
McInnes not to finish in the top 2. If Hearts finished third and Falkirk finished fifth, I wouldn't argue Falkirk had a better season than Hearts.
Can I just say something to you? If Celtic win the league, Martin O'Neill is Manager of the Year. He's absolutely. And if Rangers win it, with the team they've got and the pressure Danny Rowe was under, he's Manager of the Year.
What about
I'm not
if St Mirren win the Scottish Cup?
That's a great shout, Ruffy. Yeah.
Double.
And get relegated.
Double.
It doesn't bear thinking about. I know there's so many permutations.
I don't think I would give either Danny Rowe or Martin O'Neill Manager of the Year if they win the league. I wouldn't.
Oh, you've got to give it to. You would have to give it to Danny
I think with
Rowe.
the financial muscle they've got, and the particularly Rangers with the money they've spent in the summer and in January, I wouldn't.
From being 13 points behind Hearts.
I know, but that's not for me, Peter. No,
not having it.
I'd be looking elsewhere.
What about O'Neill?
No.
73-year-old comes in after a manager who threw this dummy out of the pram, and then the other one who most people didn't want even to get in the pram.
Yeah, listen, I think Celtic with the financial advantages they've got should be winning the league. So not for me. No. I think if Derek McInnes splits the old firm and wins the league, it's obviously going to be him. But
What about Franny, who said Jens Bertha Lascaux?
Yeah, he's another one as well.
Yeah.
If you're looking at Motherwell finishing fourth, or Hearts finishing third, with the budget restraints, Motherwell's had a better season than Hearts.
Yeah.
So,
And if Hearts win the league, Derek's
if Hearts win the league or split the top 2, I think with Derek. But
I think Derek gets the freedom of the city if he wins the league with Hearts. He'll have a statue outside. Just with him saying to the Hibs fans where to go. What do you mean it's too far? A Hearts team wins the
still got to
league.
come to Easter Road.
Yeah, I don't know. By the way, can I just say something to you? When I suggested the last time that he was going to have a statue outside, they lost the next game. Do you remember it? So, no, I think it's... here's an interesting one. Kenny says, Peter leaving, if he wins the Scottish Cup with Aberdeen, does he get the job full time?
Oh, I think Aberdeen have been doing that road with several interim managers. Barry Robson, I remember, doing particularly well up there and then got the job and was murder. So, no, I think Aberdeen have their manager in place in the summer.
I think there's seriously a lack of ambition there. But Falkirk, Dundee United, you made your case. So is it Falkirk to win against Dundee
Falkirk
United?
2-0.
2-0, comfortable. Yep, I'm going 2-1.
One each.
One each. What's your thinking behind that? Do you get a gut feeling about Dundee United?
Win for Manager of the Year and then said they're going to beat Dundee United.
Falkirk did well, get 1-1 in midweek there, but I still think Dundee United's got something to offer.
What? Paul Sturrock?
One each.
Yeah. One each. Is there any logic? To you?
No.
They've won 1 in 5, and that was against Ayr. I just don't see it, Ruffy.
Well, they've got to get a return sometime. You
Yeah.
can't keep losing and drawing.
Yeah. Okay then.
We've been saying that. This is where we've been saying that about Livingston.
By the way,
They can't keep getting beat. They have.
Tam, four wins in the last 5. Falkirk.
Falkirk are flying.
And only lost to Celtic 2-0.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Okay.
Fancy Falkirk strongly there.
If Ruffy's got a gut feeling, it's a gallbladder problem. Hibs against St Mirren. Now, that's where Marcus Fraser has said they're in a mini league of survival. I can't quite work out what's happened there. It's just Have teams started to work them out? But it's just a collapse since the League Cup.
I mean, I don't know off the top of my head, but you would say it's the majority of the same players. You know, defensively, midfield. I know they've lost O'Hara and a couple in between, but it's the nucleus. It's the nucleus of the team that won the cup. And I'm sure as a manager, you'd be scratching your head going, how is this happening? And particularly midweek there, as I said, I thought the goals they lost were shocking, and it's not usually a St Mirren team. If you're going to beat them, you're going to work hard to get a goal, but they didn't have to work hard in midweek, and I think it's going to be a backs against the wall against Hibs at the weekend.
A bit of complacency setting at St Mirren, a bit of arrogance after winning the cup, possibly.
I don't know if it's arrogance, Tam. It's certainly something that some players...
Something.
The manager has come out and questioned some players who are not giving their all.
So that would lead to probably a bit of complacency then within the squad. Or
yeah, it's definitely something like that. Or do you lose key players and they've lost their rhythm or whatever? I don't know.
I don't know what's happened, but they fell off a cliff since that final. But
can you see them getting in the playoff, or do you think they've got enough to get away from it?
No, I can see them in the mix for it.
Yeah.
I think any one of the three above them could get into that. I think I would include Dundee United in that as well, by the way now.
What do you think of Hibs' overall season as they prepare for this game?
Disappointing, Peter. I think they promised a lot early doors. I think the signings have spent a lot of money in the summer. You know, they brought some quality players in. I think they've got a quality squad. I'm no sure that the manager's getting the best out of the squad in terms of results and performances. I think there's a lot of quality in the squad. So I looked at the early games. I looked at Partizan Belgrade and going to Midtjylland and drawn, who I think near the top of the Europa League table. You know, Hibs played really well against them over 2 legs, beating Partizan, been 3-1 up against Legia Warsaw, and I'm thinking, it's a proper Hibs team, and then they've just not kicked on at all. So I think it's been disappointing this season. I think Hibs, as I've said it so many times, I don't think if we put Hibs squad and Hearts squad in 2 bits of paper, I don't think there's a lot between them. But the league table says there's 18 points between them, so that blows my argument out of the water. But I've been disappointed with Hibs this season, to be honest.
1-1 I've got.
I think Hibs will win this, but 2-1.
Hibs 2-1.
Yeah, okay. And the last of those games, you can give us your thoughts on that as well. Do you agree what Tam's saying there? Dundee against Livingston, does it affect the psychology, that late loss to Celtic and the defeat to Falkirk? Because it was looking as if Stephen Presley was starting to get Dundee heading in the right direction.
Yeah, I think that the Danda penalty at the end, Peter, is a real sickener for Falkirk. I watched a wee bit of the highlights and
got to hit the target, haven't you?
I think Dundee deserved at least a point. I thought they played really well, but yeah, I don't know. Dundee have not played at home for near enough a month. I think the last time they played at home was Hearts at home. When Hearts beat them with 10 men, I think they've had 4 or 5 away games, so they'll be delighted to get back to Dens Park. Livingston for me are gone. I think Marvin might get a wee bit out of them. They played well the other night, but I just think Dundee, there's too much at stake for Dundee. I think they'll win. I think they'll beat Livingston. And Barry Mackay is signing for Livingston.
Yeah, good signing, yeah.
Yeah, another one who's been out of the game for a while. Was linked to East Kilbride, actually. I think they were trying to sign him, but yeah, he could come in and give them a wee bit of a lift, Livingston. But I think Dundee will beat them 2-1.
Okay. I think Ernest says the games against each other in the top 6 split will decide the league down to the wire. Who holds their nerve? Serial winners or serial bottle merchants? That's going to be... and Kenny did say something which I think is well worthy of mentioning. Aberdeen ambition with the money we spent. They have actually spent a fair bit of money, I think, Aberdeen as well. I just think it would have been better to get somebody in pronto to try and get them into the top 6. It would have made such a difference to them. It'll make a difference to the crowds in the bottom 6. Kenny also says, hope Dundee stay up. Should have taken a point the other night. So, Livingston, I think we've decided they're gone.
Yeah, we did decide they've gone, but that was an impressive performance. All key backs against the wall. But again...
Parking the bus.
I don't think they parked. They didn't have any option to park the bus. I mean, I thought Celtic were just free-flowing going forward, shots at goal. But it's one of the games when they should have won maybe 4-1 or something like that, but these games happen. But the manager will try and take something out of the game, which he should do. But it's another big... I can't see them winning away from home.
So, What's your prediction?
I'm going to go Dundee 2-0.
Yeah, I'm going to go Dundee to win that one as well.
2-1 Dundee.
2-1, okay. Give us your thoughts on that. Of course, the weekend's football, all to look forward to. Saturday and Sunday, it's going to be absolutely magnificent. Scotland, UEFA Nations League campaign, it's hard to think about that when we're thinking about the USA, Ruffy. Away to Slovenia, September 26th, then Switzerland and North Macedonia.
It's quite a hard group.
Yeah.
North Macedonia, I know the bottom seed, but the results they had in their qualifying were very, very good. I think, you want to be up a league, you want to be playing the best teams possible for the supporters and the travelling and everything like that, but at the end of the day, if it affects your points and where you are and getting seeding and all that, it's important that you win it.
Right, okay. Well, we'll know by September whether we're on a high or whether it's Argentina all over again, Ruffy. The answer to the quiz, you went for 2006, you went for 2004, and it's, miles out because it's season 2014-2015 was the last time they were relegated, so that was well off your radar as well, Ruffy.
Certainly was half, I'm trying to think of the players they would have had then.
Was that Alec Ray took them, didn't know? Was it? Yeah.
I don't know. Try not to annoy him too much.
I likes the old Dundee. Released me not, didn't he? Likes that one.
Yeah, I do. I know you had a wee bit of friction between the two of you on Monday. I love that. Love a wee bit of friction. And Bob, I think you're right, Bob. He says it's about time Ruffy stood up to Peter. I'd be swinging punches. By the way, I have to tell you, Bob, you've so got Ruffy wrong. He's the least likely to swing a punch in any capacity. I've never seen you get angry.
You're not a fighter, aren't you, Ruffy?
Now I know where you used to are, because you obviously make an opinion and you're up there, and you face the facts of people, you bump into people. I casually went up to buy fish the day from my fish man and he had a goat, mate.
Did he?
I'm just wanting 4 scallops.
Yeah.
He's going, I can't even believe you said that was going to send an off against Celtic and Hearts.
Yeah, exactly. Your fish man's right.
I know. Tasty scallops tonight, man.
Absolutely. Bob, you're absolutely right. There's, I think there's more than a few people would gladly punch my face in. Usually I can tell who they are, Tam, when I stand up on the stage right away.
Long queue.
Oh, you can look right away, especially in East Kilbride where there's a lovely 50-50 split. I know what half of the audience wants to kick my melt in. Haven't heard that in a while since the school, Ruffy. Okay, the answer to the quiz was 2014-2015. If you get a chance, why not book tickets to come and see us? Gordon Strachan, Alex McLeish and Mark McGee, April 16th, Road to the World Cup. And that is at the Doubletree Hilton. If you do enjoy the show and enjoy our content through the week, why not hit the subscribe button on PLZ Soccer YouTube channel? And thank you very much to all of those people, including Bob, who wants to punch my head in, for actually downloading the podcast and listening to it as well. I hope you're enjoying all our content. Thank you to Ruffy, thank you to Tam, thank you to Bob, thank you, of course, to our backroom team, Lindsay, as well, from myself, Peter Martin. Have a great weekend. I can't wait for Monday when we're dissecting all our predictions from Saturday and Sunday's games, including that cracker at Ibrox. Thank you for